What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in our dry desert-like fescue lawn in central North Carolina. I appreciate you clicking on the video. We're going to get to our, I gotta say this word slow, our opportunistic friend. There we go. I had trouble the first time filming this saying that, opportunistic. We're going to show you our opportunistic friend in the front lawn that I found. But before we get to the main meat of the video, I want to address two things. The first being, I am going to be taking a family vacation with my parents, with my wife. We're going to be out of town, which will impact videos for next week. You should be seeing this one on Friday. If you do not see something on Monday or Wednesday, just know I was out of town, and I don't know, it may be the whole week. I hope not. Most time I can't wait that long, but you may see a shorter video, something about beach, something about the grass at the beach. I don't know. It may be a vacation type thing, like a vlog with my wife and with me and the kids, but it may not be lawn care. But it's making me nervous leaving in this condition. So I wanted to report to you guys before we get to what we're going to talk about that I did water the back for the first time, and I didn't give in because, oh, I feel so sorry for it. That's how my wife and my daughters have actually been. They want me to water, which has blown my mind. But because I'm going to the beach, I don't want to come back and it's literally like deep brown dead. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to try to Saturday before we leave. I'm going to put some more water on it. I think we have a chance for rain on Monday. I'm not sure. It's like a under 50% chance, so who knows? But I don't want to kill it. I want to push it to its brink, but I don't want to kill it. This side is actually, I didn't do any of the far right side of my lawn. I did the hot spot section of the lawn, and it looks better over here than it does over here. It's turning, man, it's just nasty, but we'll show you that when we walk to the front lawn in a second. Here's the second thing that I want to address. If you do YouTube, you get a lot of commenters, and as one of my favorite radio personalities used to say, you get drive-bys. What are drive-bys? That's people that just show up, they watch a video, they have no idea about the history of me, my family, this channel. They have no idea of any other video I've done. But I did want to address some comments and the question that I've seen, and I actually replied to someone that says, Mr. Ferguson, why don't you have irrigation? So let me address that one first. And it ties into one of these ignorant comments that says, somebody basically, to paraphrase, and I don't want to call anybody out, but others, really enjoyed this comment apparently. So maybe it's multiple people, maybe I've not made this clear, or maybe we got a lot of new people that just don't understand that we're not watering because we're doing an experiment. We're taking our 3-year-old mature fescue and we're purposefully not watering it. If I wanted my lawn to look great, I've already shown you guys, we made a video that all I have to do is add water. I don't need magic chemicals. All I need to do is water it and it will look green. You've seen it in this section back here, right? Like, this is doing pretty good. If I put water on this, it's going to grow. If I put the proper amount, it's going to grow and it's going to green up. So I know that. I guess a lot of people think I'm an idiot, and in some ways I am, but this is not one of those ways. Secondly, one of the comments was, well, I don't understand people that don't have irrigation or don't want to spend money on water, then why plant it in the first place? And I think that's a very unfair comment. Number one, I think this person don't know me. They don't know we're doing just an experiment for YouTube to show you, and they make dumb comments. Let me explain irrigation for me, myself, and I. I can't speak for you, but I think it's ignorant to say I don't understand dumb people that don't invest in irrigation. Well, number one, this is a starter home for me personally. This is me and my wife's starter home. When I was deployed, I was able to even purchase this house because I didn't have the money to do it, but because I deployed and I served our nation, I was given a VA loan. And if you don't know about VA loans, they actually don't require a down payment. So God strategically, I couldn't have planned this. God planned this. It was a God thing where he strategically, when I came back, and after I came back from my first deployment, I got married. I was about to be deployed a second time, not by my choice, that I was able to apply for a VA benefits loan, and I was able to get the home that we currently are at, and it's a small home. I don't want to dump irrigation into this property because I don't plan on staying here forever. Behind the scenes, I've told you guys there's things in the works that involve some of it, and I don't want to put my personal life out in there, but it drives me nuts when people comes by and is like, this guy's an idiot. Why even plant your fescue yard if you're not going to have irrigation, bro? And that's so dumb. It drives me nuts. So, but the reason why I don't have irrigation is because I plan to move. We've been here a little longer than we thought we would be here, but I am definitely 100% not going to put irrigation on this property. It's just, we plan to move. I plan on having irrigation in my next home, and whenever that day comes, that's part of the agreement I'm going to work out with the realtor. If it's a new home, new construction, I want them to put it in from the get-go, and I want to do my own grass, and that would be one of the requirements. I want to plant my own seed, and I want irrigation. Save your Bermuda sod. I think that's a fair trade. We've actually mentioned that to a realtor in talks already. So that is why Mr. Ferguson don't have irrigation, is because we don't plan on staying here forever. And I don't think that registers in some people's minds. They think I'm an idiot. I just don't prefer it. But really, to break it down even further than that, a lot of the heat stress we get, we've talked about this for the people that continue to educate themselves about fescue and lawn care in North Carolina. A lot of the things we're seeing, we've showed you guys from the time this heat stress started from the beginning until now. We're in like week 3 of no rain. It's a lot more to do with the dirt than it has to do with the rain. If we had good dirt on my entire property, the heat stress level factor would be this big compared to what it is now. It's a major concern in certain areas of my lawn, only because the roots of these areas are not as deep as in other areas. We've shown you that and proven that here on the channel. If I really wanted to help my lawn for summer, it would not be irrigation. It would actually be to take out inches of my lawn in the areas that stress out first, like the bank, like this side of my house, and replace it with good topsoil. We did that test in the front. I've showed you guys over and over again. So the answer is not irrigation, that you need irrigation, bro. That's your answer. Actually, it's not. If we want to get to the root of the problem, it is the roots of the plant, which means we need to have deep roots in these hotspot sections, in this area and in the bank of the front lawn. If I was to do those 3 sections, then really dragon sprinklers wouldn't be a problem, because it doesn't require as much water. When we have roots that are not diving down as deep as we want them to go, it requires more maintenance, it requires more water. I just wanted to address, Mr. Ferguson, why don't you have irrigation? That's why. We thought we were going to move, and my plan is when I get into the new home, I will have irrigation, because how nice, yes, it will be when I can put it on a timer to water, and we want well water, clearly. But if I wanted to have a nice lawn, I know that water is the answer. I'm not worried about the cost. But why on earth would I want to have a $800 water bill to make my grass green? That I don't understand, to the person that commented that. Why on earth would I spend $800 to water my lawn, to keep it out of dormancy, to make it green? For what? Like, what's the purpose of that? I don't understand. I would rather dump that money in my golf game. I would rather dump that money in my daughter's education, or her first car, or a house payment, or something else. Like, I don't need my lawn to be green 24/7, but if I want to, I'm fully capable of doing that, and so are you guys, and it doesn't take irrigation to do that. So anyways, it just bugs me, and I just hope that's in a nice way addressing those questions and those things. So with that said, let's quickly go to the front lawn. I want to show you our opportunistic friend who's made an appearance, and I've seen him because I've done a lot of hand watering in the front lawn. It's even in the front lawn, it's hard to keep up with the lack of rain and the drought. Let's show you everything I've been talking about in a way for the past 5 minutes. Let's go to the front lawn. So yes, as ugly as this has not been watered at all. The last time this got water was natural rain, and we ain't had any in a long time. So man, the water is trying to come back up my throat. So clearly you can see the domination line up here. Look right in front of that tree where it's green. That's where we stop watering. This has not received any water, and you can see the white, brown versus the faded green and the really shrivelly grass. I did run the sprinkler back here, and you can see where it's kind of green. So this is really the only section so far that has not received any rain since we started the quote test or experiment to push it to its limit. Even right here, after 3 weeks of no rain, this section right here, this little guy right here, still looks fine, which tells me when you have the proper dirt, when you have deep roots and it's way down there deep, your fescue is not going to stress out like this immediately. The real source of the problem is the dirt, what's underneath. You're going to have rocks, you're going to have obstacles. If you was to really invest in your lawn, taking all this dirt out, replacing it with good topsoil, that's going to be more, that would be where I would invest my money rather than irrigation on this property. You hear the crisping of the grass, it loves it. Now this section, we have watered it a little bit, but as I've told you guys, I've transplanted grass here. We've moved grass that's not originally been here, and it's doing fine. I have not watered this a ton in this section right here. I've done a lot of the bank, and I've done more of the left side. This left side is stressed out more than this. This section has absolutely impressed me. I don't know why it's doing so well, but it's not received a ton of water, and it just goes to prove my point. It's been 3 weeks, no water, but this section's fine. We have watered it a couple times. I will give you that. So yes, of course it's gonna be more hydrated than everything behind me, but there's no signs of stress in the middle of this lawn. And and the last time I know that I've watered it was last week. I've definitely not watered it this week. So it's all about the dirt. But our opportunistic friend, if you haven't guessed already, is Bermuda, common Bermuda. And here he is. Probably based on the thumbnail if I know myself, but it's popping up right here as your grass begins to go under stress and shrivel. Likely if you're in North Carolina, likely if you have warm season grass anywhere near you or your neighbors, you're probably going to see if it's so hot outside, you're probably going to see common Bermuda pop up. And I don't know if you guys can tell out of here, but this is what he looks like. This is what common Bermuda looks like. If you see this in your lawn, that's what it is. Yes, Bermuda spreads. Yes, this can become a problem. I am absolutely not going to spray anything for this. Same thing here. You can see in this picture several little pop-up common Bermuda. He is opportunistic. As soon as there's weakness in the fescue, here boy she comes. There's some random weed up here that 2,4-D would kill, but we are absolutely not going to put any herbicide. I'm not mowing it. I'm not doing anything but water. That's it. But Bermuda, common Bermuda, loves to pop up when there is space to do so. You see a lot of it right here, and it's not, oh, you planted the wrong grass, you did that. No, when we get stressed out and we begin to go dormant, the thriving grass, warm season, begins to try to make way. And God has put common Bermuda on the earth, and it just seems to commonly pop up in the areas that get stressed out. Don't see it so much anywhere right here at all. Like, so I don't know why that is, but nowhere over here. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I do see some over here. So here's a patch of it again right here. And yes, this stuff does spread, but that is the last thing on my mind right now. The real time, if you absolutely want to begin to target common Bermuda because you got big patches of it, you don't want your lawn to be stressed. If your lawn is stressed like mine, you do not want to apply herbicide. Don't listen to anybody that says, well, just go ahead and spray Fusilator. But no, your grass is already sick. Adding a heavy herbicide is only going to hurt it even more. You need your grass to be in the best condition that it's in to be able to withstand the herbicide, quote, the medicine. And even here, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can really see that Bermuda up there. And it's because our unhydrated grass, it's really weak. It's really not looking good. Yes, I watered yesterday morning for a long time in this section, and over here it is dry as a bone here in North Carolina, and I know it is where you guys are as well. You see the test we did last video. I've been hydrating this. I did it that one day. That's the last time I've watered this, and you see that line where it got water versus this. It's not gotten hardly any water. Now we're getting into dangerous ground where you start stepping on it and blades start flying in the air. It looks like it's getting to the point where it needs to be watered. And it looks like when I did the round sprinkler head, it got some of this, but it didn't catch this corner, and this didn't get any, which I don't want to kill the grass. I'm not looking to scorch it all. So I'm going to pump some more water in this. I still want to go forward with the test, and there's no way, even if I watered this section all day on Saturday, it's not going to bring it back. It is going to look way better. but it's not going to bring it back. It takes, I know from going to the beach last time, I came home, it looked not this bad, but it looked similar to this. And it took me like a week to really, and it came back to my surprise. That was like, oh, I was like, I thought that grass was dead. I learned something that year. Really, to be honest with you, I'm past the time where my lawn has to look manicured 12 months out of the year. That could probably be its own video. I don't care. It's not worth a $600 water bill to me to look nice for nobody that cares. And if I don't care, I don't care what the public cares. If I had well water, different story, but I'm not paying the city $600 to have a green lawn right now. We're trying to just maintain and survive summer, and then once we get out of this and we start getting rain and cooling down, then we'll be fine. We'll start doing what we need to do from there. So I hope that's not mean sounding. I hope that's not angry sounding. That's just my opinion. Let's let it do what it naturally, as somebody properly commented, the grass naturally wants to go into dormancy when it gets this hot, right? Even in the areas with good roots, eventually this section, if it continues to have no rain, this section is going to want to go dormant as well. That's how God made fescue plants, right? It doesn't like heat. It prefers cool temperatures and it needs water. So why fight it so much and say, no, stay alive and cook yourself? I'm done with fighting it, right? We want to keep it alive, as we don't want to kill it, but I don't need it to look like this everywhere. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know your comments below. We'll try to move on from heat and drought, but really, I know this is the issue all across the nation. This is what we're all facing, and I'm praying, actually, let's do it right now. Lord, send the rain to all of these viewers and myself. We need the rain, Jesus, let it come. So God bless you guys. If I don't see you next week, or if you don't hear from me, check me out the following week. This has been a long one. Chew on it for a week. God bless you. We'll see you next time.